Okay, so this one is both food-related questions. I've been watching your weekend vlogs each week. What is a chocolate bar / chocolate product / cereal which has been discontinued and that you would love to be brought back? This is difficult.
I don't think anything I like has been. If it has, I've forgotten.
Yeah, I don't really like a lot of stuff that's been discontinued. It's going to annoy me because like watching this back like in a few days or so when we're like done editing or whatever I'm just going to be thinking constantly. I'm going to be like, I like loads of stuff that's been discontinued, but at the moment I can't think of anything, so it must not be hugely important.
Did they discontinue white chocolate Kit Kats? Like the Chunkies?
I don't know.
I liked them, but that was at school though. I'm fine.
Citrus Polos.
Ooh.
Are they still about?
Gummy Polos were good as well. Do you remember those?
Oh, the fruit ones, the really hard ones.
No, they were gummy.
They did gummy ones?
Soft ones, yeah.
I don't remember those.
Oh, no, I know what I like. Do you remember Sophie, our friend, bought them when she lived down here? They were like really sour fruit pastels.
I think you can still get those.
Never mind.
This is a difficult one. But I think, Citrus Polos, I used to really like those. Where have they gone? The next part of this question is what is your daily diet like? Run us through a typical day of what you would eat on a weekday, which I'm guessing different to what we see in the weekend vlogs where Ash will often eat pizza, etc. for breakfast. From Luke.
It's not that different.
In my defense, the reason I have pizza for breakfast is because it's left over and that's a great time to eat the leftover pizza. And it's a weekend, so I'm allowed. Regular diet through the week, it really varies. We don't usually eat together because of the way our work schedules work.
Although it's very different.
It is much better now, so we'll probably start doing a bit more cooking together, but it's mostly some form of meat from me with some kind of side and then some salad usually. Where I'm trying to watch my weight at the moment, I don't usually eat much during the day. I have just lots of water and then an evening meal in the evening, and it's not very exciting. Sometimes I will get in like a really cooking mood and cook something really, really cool.
You haven't felt like that in a while though, have you?
Haven't done that in a while, no, because it's harder to do that when you're counting calories because all of the good stuff has butter in it and you can't have lots of butter when you're counting the calories.
I don't usually have breakfast. I have a jack potato and beans for lunch pretty much every day. Mm-hmm. And then for dinner, whatever, mainly some kind of pasta, carb food.
Very carb based for you.
Yeah, but I usually have more vegetables than you do though.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then I like to have ice cream.
Yes, a lot.
A lot of ice cream. So yeah, unbalanced on both of our parts there.
What's your thoughts on the retheming of Tower of Terror to Guardians of the Galaxy? Would you be upset if they did the same at Hollywood Studios?
Yes.
Despicable 3. Yeah, I mean...
I'd hate it. I'd be so annoyed. I'd be so angry.
I think that that's a very, very good theme, done very, very well, and it contains one of those shops that we constantly put on our list of really cool shops. So to have all that go away and be replaced with something a bit more, I don't want to say generic because it would still be themed, but it would just be...
original theming.
Well, I mean, even though it's not original theming.
No, I suppose it's the Twilight Zone, but I didn't even know, I don't know, I like the Twilight Zone, I like the vintage aspect of it, I like all the detail that goes into it. I'd be really annoyed if we got... I know people say it's great, the Guardians of the Galaxy one, but we're already getting a Guardians of the Galaxy thing.
And I think where it's on the old Hollywood themed sidewalk of Hollywood Studios.
Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, you can't... If you put a Guardians of the Galaxy thing there, I think that kind of ruins that iconic building a bit for me. Plus, also, you can see the back of it from Morocco, so...
Oh yeah, that's the thing that they did on purpose, yeah.
Yeah, that's why the design of that is that colour, so that it blends in more with Morocco from where you can see it, the back of it from. So I don't know how they could do that if they start retheming it as Guardians of the Galaxy. So I don't think that they will. I also hope that they don't. Tough question, who is your favourite YouTuber? You only get one each, from Charlotte. Tough question. I think I watch a lot, it's not really a particular YouTuber, but Rooster Teeth.
YouTube channel, yeah.
Okay, Rooster Teeth as a channel. I've been watching them for a very, very long time now, and I always really like a lot of the opinions that they give on things like YouTube, on making internet web content. They have the longest running web series of all time, so that's really cool. And I just think they really, really know what they're doing, and I think they're a great company. So they would be my favourite YouTube channel.
Right, mine is the one I watch the most is one that also I find the most annoying, which is really weird. I really like Zoella, is my favourite, but I find some of the things she does really infuriating. But I don't miss a single video she puts out, so I'm going to say that's probably...
Yeah, from the numbers, you spend a lot of time watching that content.
Which is, she doesn't put that much out anymore, so it's not too bad. But yeah, Zoella's probably the one that I always watch. Just so generic, isn't it? Everyone. Oh well.
Which way does your toilet paper go? Does it go over or under? Do you think there is a right or wrong way, and do you have a preference?
Over?
Yeah.
Because why would you go under? Because it just makes it really awkward to...
Yes. The only reason to go under that I can think of is if you have pets or small children, so that they can't unravel the roll by just doing this at it.
Well, that's fair.
That's like the only reason that I would accept, because otherwise it's just awkward and weird, and what's the point? I've never made a YouTube video before. What camera should I choose? Would a Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II be a wise choice for videos around the house and while on vacation? From David Hart.
Is that what we have?
Yes, that's the camera that we use for our vlogs. It is a great vlogging camera. We've actually done a couple of videos on trying to pick a camera. We did a whole series on how to get into vlogging, and picking a camera is really, really important. My advice, I don't want to say get the G7X because that dates this video a lot to this specific time period. Best thing to do is to go into a camera shop, even if you don't want to buy it from them, and just have a look at the actual cameras, see how they feel, see which ones you get on with. For the most part, if it's a modern camera around the 300 to 500 pound range, they're producing a lot of the same kind of quality. It doesn't hugely matter which one that you get. We do really like the G7X Mark II. I can definitely recommend it. But if it's not for you, feel free to pick something else. But it's a very hard one to advise people on because it's such a personal choice.
I don't think we've ever mentioned this before, but Ash used to sell cameras, hence why he knows so much ridiculous information about cameras. This used to be your job, helping people pick the perfect camera. Absolutely,
and it was pretty much a different answer for almost everybody that came in. It's not something you can really say, this is the camera, this is the answer. There are occasionally a few times where you can do that and where someone wants something so specific that you are just like, if you want that, this is the one. For the most part, if you're just looking for a wide set of specifications, there are lots to choose from. I mean, some people prefer the way Sony footage looks, and in which case they're not going to be happy with the G7X Mark II. They'd be happy with a Sony RX100 III or 4. And some people don't like the way that Canon's menus are laid out, so they wouldn't like my camera, they'd prefer the Nikon equivalent. And it's always get hands-on with any camera. That's like my number one advice. You have to know how it feels, where the buttons are, and whether you can live with what that physical thing feels like, not just the specs. Also, feel free to ever kind of drop me a line about all this sort of stuff. I love going through it, so very happy to do that.
Don't send me any messages.
No, Sarah doesn't know.
I don't like cameras.
Favourite underrated Disney film from Carrie?
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, that's a really good answer.
Or Starstruck, the live action one.
I don't even know what that is.
Is it called live action? The Disney Channel original movie.
That barely counts.
Whoa! Starstruck's amazing! Starstruck with the best songs. And yeah, Emperor's New Groove. Or Goofy Movie. Oh, no, get rid of Emperor's New Groove. Goofy Movie.
Well, that's fine, because I'm saying Emperor's New Groove.
Okay,
I think
Goofy
that film
movie
gets overlooked a lot. And Goofy Movie definitely gets overlooked a lot.
I can't remember the name, and it's gonna really annoy me. The name of the songs at the end where it's like eye to eye. Oh, that song is it's one of my favourite Disney songs.
Are you ever interested in taking vacations to places other than Disney? If so, what sorts of places would you want to go? From Megan.
Yeah, we do, and we are hoping to soon.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Tokyo is definitely on the list. I still want to go somewhere Icelandic, somewhere
Reykjavik.
Somewhere in that kind of region.
Hawaii.
As well as maybe Texas or Vegas.
We've done Vegas. Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii's on the list.
And I would like to go back to Germany because I really liked Germany.
Yes, a European trip somewhere would be great.
Oh, Italy's nice as well.
Yeah, Italy would be cool. Sarah, did you ever get your dental appointments sorted out for your wisdom tooth that was bothering you?
I did not. And
No.
the reason being, I could not get an appointment with the orthodontist. They just would not answer my calls. And also, I now have private dental, so I'm going to try and get it through that.
So hopefully we'll get a resolution on that soon.
Yes. Doesn't hurt anymore, though.
I have a bunch of questions. How tall are you guys? Favourite place to visit other than Disney? How many countries have you been to? Do either of you speak a different language? Favourite ride, restaurant and store at Disney World? From Emily. There's a lot of questions.
Okay, start from the beginning.
How tall are you guys?
5'10", you're 5'11"?
Yes.
So we're pretty similar in height.
Very
Both
close
quite
in
tall,
height.
though.
I don't think 5'11's that tall. I think that's kind of like just average medium height.
5'10" for a girl's quite tall, isn't it?
Yeah, which is why it's not particularly tall for a guy.
Okay.
But I don't really care. That's just how tall I am.
Yeah, we're reasonably tall.
Same height as Taylor Swift, according to the internet.
Oh, God. Next question on the same question list.
Yeah, it's just scrolled away.
Oh, you ruined it.
Favourite place to visit other than Disney?
Didn't we answer this? Didn't we just answer this?
No, we answered just how tall we were.
No, okay. There was a
It
question
was,
just
are you
before.
ever interested in going other places?
Favourite visit.
Favourite place to visit? I'm going to say Tokyo. It's literally the first place that I was like, I could just happily move here tomorrow and everything would be great. Apart from that Sarah probably wouldn't come. But
I really liked Germany.
Germany is
I
nice.
really liked Germany.
How many countries have you been to?
I couldn't even tell you. I went to so many countries when I was... Oh, that sounds really big. I went to so many countries when I was growing up. Honestly, we'd go on like two to three holidays a year, and they'd be in different places, and I don't remember any of it. I remember been to Greece, and I've been to like loads of places. Been to America, a lot of Europe.
Yeah.
Europe and America, loads of different places in Europe. But I couldn't tell you all of them.
I think my list is a bit smaller. America, Germany, France, Spain. America, Germany, France, Spain, Tokyo. And then maybe Arctic Circle, but I can't remember what country that was in.
Oh, you went to Lapland, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure particularly what country that is actually part
Isn't it
of.
Greenland.
Belgium. So a few. We've been around a little bit. We do mostly tend to go to America though, and it does feel like going to visit different countries when you go see different states, but it is just one country.
Yeah, and we usually go to the same state.
Do either of you speak a different language?
I speak the most basic preschool French, but I read better French than I can speak it. So
Yeah.
not really. If someone had a conversation with me in French, I'd be like. However, you on the other hand, do speak a language very well. He always downplays it.
No, ein bisschen Deutsch.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Nein, sprechen.
Ein bisschen. A little bit.
Which is also why I never really liked going. I liked going to Germany before. It definitely helps when someone speaks German, and the waitress or anyone will come up to me and be like, Deutsch, 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 and then you'd be like, when you listen, Ash has a terrible habit of not listening when people are talking. So we were in shops and they'd be talking to me and I'd be like, Ash, what did they say? And he was like, I don't know, I wasn't listening. I was like, well, you're the only one that can speak German here. So can you ever translate for me? And he'd just be like, oh, yeah. And I was like, okay.
I knew enough to get by, so.
You speak very good German.
I speak a little bit of German. I don't speak very good
You
German.
played a game once with other Germans and they didn't realise that you weren't German until you spoke English. And they were like, oh, you're not German?
Because it was very easy, all the things I had to say, but still. Favourite ride, restaurant and store at Disney World?
Whoa. Favourite ride is Dinosaur. Favourite restaurant is Yachtsman. Favourite shop, Once Upon a Time. I don't know now because we've not been in a while. It was Once Upon a Toy in Disney Springs because it just had all the really good merchandise, which sounds ridiculous, but it did.
It had everything that we were kind of looking for in that moment. So that was pretty cool.
Mitsukoshi's.
Yeah, Mitsukoshi's probably my favourite shop. My favourite restaurant would be Yachtsman Steakhouse. It was so good. And favourite ride, I can never answer this. Like, I literally can't. And I can't remember what I've said previously, so I can't even cheat off my own old answers.
Living with the Land.
Yeah, probably. I really enjoy living with the land, and I really like food, so that's where food comes from, and
Food comes from the land.
food comes from the land. Sarah, how is your new job going? Ash, what is your favourite Xbox game? From Ali.
My new job's going alright.
Yeah.
It's going okay. I've not been there long enough that it's easy yet. Not that it's going to be easy, but like everything, I'm still trying to focus too much on what I'm doing with things and it's still quite stressful. It's getting better and it will continue to get better, but I'm not quite at that I'm comfortable in my job stage yet.
And Ash, what is your favourite Xbox game? I do not know. I think Mirror's Edge, the original.
Do you like Metal Gear Solid?
That's a PlayStation game. It is on
Ooh.
Xbox on some of the later ones, I think. I don't
You
know.
like... There's one you've got loads of. Halo. You like Halo?
I do really like Halo, but I think of all time, Mirror's Edge. Everyone hated that game on 360, but I really, really liked it. I liked the aesthetic, I liked the gameplay, I liked the music and the album. That was a good game. I enjoyed that game. What's the best way to travel around Orlando if you haven't got a car? From Lloyd.
Uber.
For sure, 100%. Uber was great. It solved all of our travel problems. Are you planning to go to any other Disneylands? So Hong Kong, Japan, China, or Hawaii? Love the vids. Caroline.
We want to go to Tokyo.
Yes, definitely want to do Tokyo Disney.
Want to do Aulani in Hawaii. And I'd quite like to do Anaheim.
So pretty much yes on all of them.
Just not Shanghai and Hong Kong.
Yeah, probably just because they're not so much on our travel radar. If like an option came up to go.
We were looking at doing Hong Kong at some point, weren't we, after your dad's photos of it and stuff?
Yeah, we did look into it, but they're further down the list of travel right now.
Tokyo's the next one.
If you were a Disney Imagineer, what ride would you create? From Sarah.
It's my name. I said this before, Big Hero 6, in the form of like Forbidden Journey. So you like get on the back of Baymax and you have to fly through. And then the guy, I've forgotten his name, in the kabuki mask comes in, he's like trying to get you, and then you have to fly off. That's what I'd do. Steal that Universal tech.
I'm not very good at thinking of any of these. I think that Disney should make more themed roller coasters though. I mean, thinking about the ones that they have, I think that they did a really good job with Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith.
Okay.
Hey, I think that they did a good job with that attraction.
Okay.
And I think that it's an enjoyable roller coaster with decent theming, but I would like to see them put like huge amounts of Disney effort into a really amazing roller coaster, because they just do not really have one. They've got smaller kind of kid coasters, but they could just do with just one really cool big coaster. No, they won't, but I'd like that.
I think more original concepts like Expedition Everest, like some more Disney original rather than
not based on anything.
Yeah. Original concept, that's what I was going for.
Right, Sarah, are you still collecting the Tsum Tsums you like?
Yes, kind of, almost. I actually have one on my lap because I saw this question earlier, and I think there's another question that says very much the same thing. Oh, there you go. Are you still collecting Tsum Tsums? So I'm going to respond to both of them. Kind of. The most recent one I got was this one, which is the Halloween one with all the micro characters. I freaking hate the micro characters because they're almost, if not more expensive than the normal size ones. And the sets have just been a bit naff for me. And I'm also trying to save for us to go to Florida, so it's like not a priority for me to buy them all. It's only buying like them if I really like them. But at the moment, I've just not been overly impressed with the collection. Even the Advent calendar this year, which I would have got, is micro.
Yeah.
I don't want the micro ones. I don't like them.
And I think that's one of the big issues with like Tsum Tsums lately, is that they have just been producing too many sets, too often, too many releases, too many sizes, too many variants, too many specials, and it's like, you can't stay on top of it. And once you don't stay on top of it, you just go, well, I've missed all these, what's missing this one? And there's less of a need to buy to feel like you're completing things.
So yeah, I am still collecting them, and if I do get a bigger set, I will do a sit down video on it, but if not, I'll probably just include them in weekend vlogs if I pick them up.
Yeah. What is your favourite pair of novelty socks from Two Hearts One Family?
Oh, this is from Naomi and Danny. Right now, any Pusheen socks.
Yeah, there's going to be some Halloween ones.
Yeah, I need to buy those. I've got like 10 pairs now from Primark.
Can always have more.
I just love Pusheen. He's just so adorable. It's like the happiest little cat.
How were your experiences of university? What uni did you go to and why did you choose it, etc.? And would you recommend it / uni in general to others? From Laura.
Yes and no. We both went to Solent.
Yep.
Southampton Solent University. I picked mine because I had to look at loads of different ones actually. Falmouth, Bath, loads of different places, and I just really got a really good vibe from the staff that worked here. They were really passionate, and I liked the location in Southampton. It seemed like a really interesting city because I'm from Buckinghamshire, which is a bit quieter than this. I just really liked it. It wasn't too far away from home, and I was really happy with my choice. Would I recommend university? As long as you know what you're going to do and that you really want to study it, and also the reasons why you're studying it. Like, I really enjoy filmmaking and that side of things, and that's why I picked it. But realistically, getting a job in the film industry is just very expensive, and it's a lot more about who you know. So I maybe wouldn't have necessarily picked it. I don't regret doing my course. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't get a career out of it at the end. Unless this doesn't really count, but you know what I mean.
For me, I applied through clearing because I told the story in our Brighton day trip vlog. I applied to a place, they changed their kind of what they were going to give me, so I declined that and lost my second place. So I lost my first and second in like one day. That was not a fun day. So I applied to clearing. They kind of just phoned me up. I was still in bed asleep, and they made me do like a phone interview that I totally wasn't prepared for. But I just kind of ended up where I was at, and it was close to where I lived because I'm from Southampton kind of area originally. So that was nice and easy, and I don't regret doing my course at all. I do feel like with Sarah that there is a bit of a mixed bag with it. I do web development now, which is great. I do web development in a language that I taught myself the summer before I went to university anyway. I spent my entire first and second year in the course that I really liked, just kind of coasting on it because they were catching everyone else up to what I'd learned in just a summer doing a side project for myself. So it did really hammer home that I do have a passion for building stuff for the web, which was great, and it did let me sort of figure out that this is what I want to do. But again, it wouldn't have necessarily been required. It opened some doors, sure, having a degree, but also being able to develop and say, this is a project that I've worked on is kind of just as valuable. And similar with film, like if someone says you need a degree, that comes along less when you can show them a full portfolio of, yeah, but I already do all this stuff, look at this. And so, you know, you really got to think about it. It is a good option, and it was a good 3 years. I don't regret going. I've met some amazing people, which is also a key thing to factor in. But yeah, kind of no right answer on that one. Whatever works for you. So this last one is again about cameras. What is your favorite camera to use while you are vlogging at home? We use the G7X Mark II. I personally would prefer to use the GoPro, but it's too big on the little handle that we've got and the mic that we'd have to use. I would prefer to use the GoPro just because there's no like messing about with settings, but we don't use the GoPro because it's big and it's huge and the quality isn't quite as good than doing it properly with the G7X. Do you use multiple cameras while vlogging on holiday? We definitely did on the last holiday. We had my 5D Mark III that we did a lot of like the wherever possible we would try and film on the 5D, then we shot on the GoPro a bit as well. And this time around, we're probably going to be doing something very similar, but with some additional cameras that I haven't bought or decided on yet. I think we'll probably take the new GoPro Hero 6, because that's going to be very, very useful, and I think it's going to be a great camera.
I didn't think you were getting that. I thought you were getting the GoPro Session.
No, I was considering it, but now that they've released the Hero 6 Black, I'm going to take a look into that. I've got a lot of comparison to do, as well as maybe a Sony A7R II. If I can get that to work out.
What 360 camera did you want?
Oh, and maybe a 360 camera. The GoPro.
Not the Session.
It's called something else.
The 360. We want to take a 360 camera.
Yeah.
And you'll probably take the Osmo as well.
Yeah, I probably will. So there's going to be
like 7 cameras.
Plenty of cameras, and we will be sort of chopping between all 3 of them. So yeah, I like to have a lot of variety.
Is that all the questions?
That is all the questions.
That's all the questions. Now, as you may have been aware, because we've already done that bit, we've broken this up into 2 parts. So I hope it wasn't too sporadic, us cutting them up. I hope that if you sent us a question in, it was answered. If not, I will go through and answer the ones in the comments that we missed, just so that you do have the answers for those. But thank you for all the questions. There is a crazy amount of questions. But if you do ever have any questions for us, always feel free to write them in the comments. I do try and spend a day going through the comments. So if you haven't heard from us in like a few days, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I'll like take a day and I'll sit and I'll just like binge go through them. So it should be okay.
So thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and why not subscribe to our channel? You can also check out one of our other videos that should be on screen right about now.